Bye-bye.
There we go. Okay, I think that, no, pin me, ta-da. Pin me in gallery view. There we go. Okay, so welcome to our monthly meeting. For anybody who's watching a recording or going to be joining us later, I am Grace Wright, Executive Area Manager in Belgrade, Montana. It's easier to say Bozeman, so I just say Bozeman. And if you don't know what you're watching or what you're a part of at this moment or attending, you are at our Arbonne monthly meeting, so welcome. We jump in with recognition and just kind of cover and recognize people for hitting building blocks and milestones in their business. And it's kind of a big deal because this means that you are growing and your team is growing, which is super cool. So the first thing that we recognize, and I'm going to go through and I'll explain the different levels, but the first thing we recognize is top, new, and you. And this is what you yourself do and then any person that you personally sponsored. So if I'm whatever I do and then any personal new consultant that I sponsor that's new that month. It does not count who they personally sponsor. Okay, it's only one level. So top, new, and you is myself with 4681, which is super cool because I almost hit a $5,000 goal that I'm going to have for myself every month. Next thing we recognize is the $2,500 building block. Thanks, guys. The next thing is the $2,500 building block, and when you're hitting this in your business, it's yourself plus new consultants that you've started. And this is also a big deal because it means that, again, your business is growing and you're going to keep growing. So for 2,500 new and you, we have Nancy Holmes, Jennifer Peace, and myself. So congratulations, guys.
Woohoo! Yay.
Woohoo!
Top sponsoring is whoever in the team has sponsored the most $150 preferred client or consultants that month. And top sponsoring is me. And I'm going to tell you right now, this might be a little uncomfortable because like almost everything on this list is me.
Yay!
So
Party for Grace.
Qualification for district manager. This is the level that you give yourself a pay raise, and then you also are paid on your own personal sales. And to get into qualification, you're either able to do it in 1 or 2 months. And qualification for district is Krista Labor, sponsored by myself, and Judy Flint, sponsored by myself.
Woohoo!
Super excited for you guys.
Woo!
And we've got stuff figured out for you to be on track. And I'm going to train on that to complete and how to get people into qualification for area. The next is top district. And this is the district on the team that has the most central volume. So top district is Martina with 5724. Congratulations, Martina.
Martina.
Thank you. Thank you.
And at every level, you're also able to hit a bonus. So at district manager, your bonus is an extra $200. So to hit district bonus, you need to have a minimum of $5,000 in sales and 5 new $150 preferred client or consultant sign up. So people hitting district bonus is myself. And the next is top area. And at area manager, you're able to will your business. And as an area manager, when you're willing your business, what you get paid on just expounds. So let me see if I can pin my video. Sorry, spotlight. Ta-da. It just expands. So you're able to get paid more on what you are personally doing and everybody that you're bringing on. So top area is myself with $22,725. So give your guys a round of applause because you were all part of that. And that also means that we are over halfway to region as a team, which is super exciting. And we also hit our area bonus. And as an area manager, to hit your bonus, you need to have a minimum of $20,000 in sales and a minimum of 10 new sponsored consultants and preferred clients with $150 orders. And you get an extra $400. And then the top 3 central districts, which is how you're going to earn any incentive Arbonne ever does. The people with the top 3 central districts is myself with 13,321, Martina with 5724, and Jennifer Peace with 4879. So congratulations again.
Nice. Very good. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Woohoo!
So I'm gonna change this so I can get bigger here a second, and then I'll mute everybody. And then as you guys have questions or whatever, you can unmute yourself, just so that we can have a clearer recording. There we go. And as people come on, welcome for whoever's joining us. So part of what we're going to train on, Martina has some spotlights that she was going to share with on the new product. So I'm going to turn that over to her when I know she's got good cell phone service, because she's just leaving Butte and was thinking she'd already be here. So she'll be on her way. But I'm going to jump in to things that I have noticed and I've been talking to Deanna Heron about on how are we going to know that we are going region to where we can go nation with a firm foundation, like we won't lose it. And the thing that we keep coming back to is your all's favorite sheet, the 40 faces. So this is something that I'm going to talk about and talk about and talk about until I'm blue in the face, because every person, as I'm helping people, people either don't know what it is, don't care what it is, or are not using it. So, and I'm partially in that, because I'll start out and I'll stick it in my calendar. I'll start out by using it through the beginning of the month. And then like this last month, I just got busy and just started booking so much activity that I wasn't tracking what I had. So we need to keep using what we've got. So this is what it looks like. And my printer apparently wanted to print it off in jewel tones instead of neon colors. So you guys, if you look for it, it is on the Google Drive under the verbiage binder for sponsoring. How to keep a full calendar. Yeah, and that's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look neon. But my printer has decided that it wasn't going to work whatsoever, and Kodak's like, oh, it's a $600 printer. Oh, well, we'll just replace it. No, I just unplugged it for a few days and it printed it out in jewel tones. I'll take it. So what this is showing, though, is how do you work a business that you can sustain where you're in front of enough people that you don't physically have to be, like, you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off to keep up the sales. And because if you're doing it by yourself, it's exhausting. And I will tell you this because I went to area by myself. And you want to make sure that as you're going area, you're building a team, not just you doing the sales yourself. I'm not saying you can't do it, because I totally did it. And that's where I was at, but it's tiring. It's way easier, and it is time leveraging to be adding people to your team. But the only way to do that is if you ask and if you're in front of enough people. So what I've been noticing is that I'm actually writing down, I'm probably in front of between 15 and 20 people before I just like forget about my sheet. Well, what you track grows, right? That is going to be our mantra from now on. What you track grows. So using this is extremely important. So if you're talking to 10 people, and if you are joining Arbonne or you're watching this video, you're brand new, you're just getting started, or you're thinking about joining Arbonne, and you're like, you know what? I hate group presentations. I did too. And it literally took probably doing 85 to 90 one-on-ones before I realized how much I needed group presentations, because my time was spent literally about 45 minutes to an hour with each of those people. And you can't duplicate that very quickly, right? So at a group presentation, if there are 5 to 7 people there, you can mark off 5 to 7 of these at once. So the whole goal is 40 faces in a month. And the first one is if you talk to 10 in a month, you're getting in the game. You're going to be doing enough to be in activity, but quite honestly, you're probably doing enough to just be frustrated. You're not really making a paycheck. You're making enough of a paycheck to not be too frustrated or to see money, but you're not making a big enough paycheck to see enough money that you're like, okay, this is worth it. 20 faces, you're making a bigger paycheck, you're probably going to continually or perpetually be in qualification for the first level. That's going to get tiring really, really quickly, right? If you're doing 30 faces a month, you'll be doing a minimum of 6 presentations or that and one-on-ones, but you'll be in front of enough people that you will start to see your team start to grow. If you want your business to grow and either be adding an income to your home quickly or replacing your income, you want to be doing the 40 faces. And so they've named them. 10 is getting in the game, 20 is moving and grooving, 30 is running with the champions, and 40 is on fire. And depending on which national vice president trained at the conference in Vegas, a lot of them talked about 30. All right, so your sweet spot is 30 to 40. And if you can just get a rhythm here, you will constantly be growing and you will not be frustrated. So I have to give a huge shout out to most of you guys, because watching you, you are working really consistently. And the cool thing is that it shows in your numbers. So making sure you're working with a 90-day cycle in mind. Whatever you put out right now, you may not get paid on it for 90 days. Sometimes it takes people 90 days to either use a product, depending on what they're doing, make a decision to join you, or to just order products, to host. Like, you're planting seeds. So just think of yourself as constantly planting seeds, and just keep planting and watering, planting and watering, planting and watering, because when they start to grow, they're literally going to come out of nowhere and you're going to explode and you're going to be like, where did all this stuff come from? And it's really cool because that's what's happening on our team right now. So different conversations I had last week where people were like, you know what, the beginning of the month was awesome. I had this, this, and this. Then we got into the middle of the month, and every one of you almost was this conversation. The middle of the month, things started to happen and it started to slow down. But then we had GTC, we got new products, there was new things to invite new people to, or your current clients to come see products. And you still pushed for the numbers that you have, right? So if you make sure that you are worried and you're focusing on the activity, not the outcome, and stop gauging your success or your worth on the outcome of your activity, because it is not up to you who signs up to buy product, who hosts, or who starts Arbonne as a business. The only thing you have control of is how many people you're telling, right? And how, if you're out of people, national vice presidents have been met at Walmart. Like, I even leaned forward and nudged Jen. I was like, if you're bored or you're out of people, go to Walmart, go to stores, just go out, get out where you're interacting with people and you can meet with people, right? So doing that. And then another thing too is, because we work for ourselves, it can be easy to forget what to do or get frustrated in what we're doing and kind of get sidetracked and not know what to do throughout the day. Well, Martina has made this laser beam focus sheet that has a checklist every day through the month, and the things that you need to do for your house and the things you need to do for your business. On there is your reading time, your follow-up phone calls, how many people you're asking for a presentation, what's your goal, what's your daily goal, like all that's on there. So you can't put a check mark in it until you've done it for that day. This is going to be extremely helpful if you're a checklist person, because you'll want to have a check in all of those boxes, right? So I think more this month, let's focus on holding each other accountable and encouraging each other to keep doing that like in our Voxer group and whatnot, to keep doing that, because that's going to keep us going the direction that we need to go. And most of you are starting your business about 60 to 90 days ago. So most people that start a new business have already made the decision of whether or not they're going to quit. And if you keep working, you're going to see everything that you planted grow. So just keep your head in check for that. Martina, are you able to, do you have service? Can you hear anything? I'm not sure which one's Martina. I should cheat. I don't know her number by heart. Martina, can you hear me there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. If you want to kind of do the new product training, are you in a place that you got cell phone service?
You know what? I went just over the pass here. I'm just going to go out here at the next exit and stop for a second. And then I can talk about the new products. Yeah.
Cool.
Just give me a couple minutes.
So while she's doing that, for everybody, I would unmute you, but maybe just if you can see me, give me a thumbs up. Who knows what today is? First of the month. What do we do on the first of the month? I can see Jen mouthing goals. Yes, we do goals. So who knows where the goal sheet is on our Google Drive and who uses it? There is a sheet on there that I want you guys to get extremely consistent with using that makes you reflect on your previous month. And it is called, I can tell you here in 2 seconds what the actual name of it is. And it's really easy, and you will fill it out the very first of the month without fail. And in that, you're pretty much just going back and it's asking you, okay, what did you do really well last month? What were you not so excited about? And how it turned out. And the monthly reflection is the name of it. So what were you not so excited that you did, and what are you going to do differently this month to change it? And that's important because as we work, it's easy to just get stuck in beating ourselves up on something that we think that we did really bad, when in all reality, it might not have been that bad. Or we have the choice to flip it. So print that off, or if you can't because you don't have a printer that's working or whatever, just pull it up on your phone and grab a piece of paper and fill it in on notebook paper. And do that. That's your homework. Do that before you go to bed tonight, because it's going to ask you what action steps are you taking to do it differently next month. And in reflecting, I think it's good to give yourself credit for what you did good. Like, we mostly just focus on what we think we did really bad, and it's good to stop to recognize what you did really well too. Are you with me, Martina?
I am. I'm at Pipestone. Yes. Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yep, really well.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Well, I just had actually an open house pampering in Butte, so that's why I left a little late, because we had quite a few people there. And so about the new products, of course, the anti-aging line first. It was reformulated, has sustainable orange stem cells in them now. The line itself seems a little lighter. And the other new thing with it is we have more options with day creams, actually. We have even one day cream without an SPF. And that was for one of my customers here in Butte really important because she doesn't have enough vitamin D, so she can't have anything with an SPF. So that was great. And so, I mean, that's about, of course, always improved and better results, better ingredients. And I've had really good, the people really liked it. And yeah, so I mean, I like it as well. So that's the anti-aging line. Then I think that's about it. I'm just looking through the catalog here, guys. Sorry. Then the other, the Rescue and Renew line that replaced the C-Source line is an absolute hit with the essential oils from grapefruit, juniper berry, ginger. It has ginger, lavender, orange, rosemary, tangerine. The products are just fantastic. And I treated myself to a soak the other day. I mean, actually only for my feet. But it was really relaxing. My feet, you know, from standing all day, they were really refreshed. And it was just very nice. The mask, the face mask, the detox face mask, has French pink clay, and that really, you know, dries kind of, first you put it on, it's kind of brown, and then it dries white. It pulls out impurities, but it doesn't really dry the skin out. So it was a little tight, but not very tight. So I mean, my skin felt really, really nice afterwards, and it was really nice. It was a really good feeling. So the other thing that is really a great hit, of course, is the scrub, the detox scrub with the grapefruit scent, grapefruit essential oil. Absolutely love that too. The detox oil. So what I do usually when people try the products after they've done, usually I have them wash their hands with the regular wash, and then they can do their facials. And then when they're done with the facial, I have them actually use the scrub for their hands. And on one arm, they can use the gelée, and on the other arm, they can use the oil. So that gives them a little bit of a taste of everything. And then you can see them, they're smelling their hands, their arms, you know, they have a different product on each body part, basically. So that's been really a great improvement, I think. And another product, new product, is of course our hand cream. It's now the Shea Butter hand cream. Also the lip balm, that's always a hit. And of course the power bars, our nutrition bars. They are very good. Only 5 grams of sugar, 4 grams of, let's see, what am I blanking on? Fiber, and 10 grams of vegan protein. Really like both of them. It's kind of my sweet fix, actually. A little chunk of the sea salt, chocolate and sea salt, really does the trick. And then the other new product is in the makeup line. Our concealers are now in are on a wand, a stick. Basically, we have 7 different colors. Very easy to apply. I got the medium neutral as a color. I just kind of picked one for right now, and that worked really well. It's nice to apply, and I think that's it. Oh, of course, the lipsticks. The lipsticks, new formulation, more long wearing and a little more moisturizing, with 4 additional shades. So I bought the Gladiola, which is red, but it's beautiful, and I think Grace tried some of the others as well, Orchid or Lily, I think. So So that's about it. I'm really excited about the new products, and there is a great response from all the people that have tried them. I think we always know that Arbonne does the best. They do a lot of research, and really bring us the best product they can, and we can be confident that that we have a great product on hand. So we don't have to question it or research it. You know, I am confident that Arbonne does the best, and that confidence, I think, comes across also when I talk to people about the product, and so I've had a really good response. So that's about all I can say. Anything else? Grace?
I'm going to add in. I'm going to add in the Phytosport went from jars to single serve packets, and they're probably back ordered because I ordered my kit while we were sitting in the arena, and mine are back ordered. So it might be a while because that's like a big deal. And the lip balm for the Shea Butter line, that will come out in June, from what I was understanding.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see it in the catalog, but we can't order it until June.
Yeah. Okay. Is it the same one that we had for Christmas?
I'm actually not wondering if it's not. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Because
different packaging.
That's what I'm using. It's different packaging, but it's okay.
Yep.
Got it.
And then something too I wanted to add, the Detox Scrub. Our previous sea salt scrubs, we had a foaming scrub and we had an oil-based scrub. So the Awaken Sea Salt scrub had the oil, so when you scrubbed with it and you rinse it off, you could shave with it. Well, the new one has the oil base, but it still foams. And that's really awesome because the previous foaming one, it worked really well, and it was great for people who didn't want the moisturizing oil left, but I think most people didn't know what to do with it. But the new one rocks on that, and the RE9 Advanced line, amazing. Like, I have never used RE9 start to finish and liked the products, because within 2 days, like 1 day, I would have oily skin. Within 2-3 days, I'd start getting blackheads, and then I'd start getting breakouts down my chin and stuff. None of it. Like, I'm wearing the entire RE9 line, using the Genius and the ultrasound tool, and can still put makeup primer and liquid foundation on, and I'm not oily. It's really impressive.
Cool.
And the bars, literally, guys, they taste like candy bars. I'm pretty sure I
tell your
kid today. Yeah,
don't tell your kids. Grace, I was gonna say something about the lip balm because I got one in my survival kit, and it feels like the one at Christmas, but the one at Christmas was like coconut smell, flavor. This does not have it. It's just straight shea butter.
Shea butter, a lot of people think that shea butter is coconut, and it's not.
Right. It's not like the one we had at Christmas, but feels like that. So it is lovely. I'm way happier with that. So, well, I liked the one at Christmas, but
the new lipstick.
Now I have to go to my meeting.
Okay. Bye.
I'll watch the rest of it later.
Cool. The new lipsticks are a lot longer wearing, and they almost feel like a lip balm, which is awesome. And I will be ordering a second Orchid because I didn't know if I was going to like any of the colors. And Lily's pretty light, but Orchid is awesome.
Misty got the orange one.
The
I'm
coral
not sure
one.
And it is
orange. Is it?
It's bright, yes.
Cool.
But they also changed the packaging on that as well, so there's more support for the lipstick, so that's awesome.
Yes, and it can withstand more heat, and it's stronger, so when you're putting it on, it doesn't just slide in the package, which is cool. Let me make sure. And our liquid, the liquid concealer, I just put a video up. I shared a video of a lady that I think, from what I'm seeing, she's on someone's team in the UK, and she has a port wine stain birthmark that covers 3/4 of her face. And people were commenting on her video, her Facebook Live, as she was doing it. They didn't even know she had a stain, a birthmark on her face, because she has worn makeup she said she's worn makeup since she was 3 because her mom adopted her when she was a baby, and people started accusing her of beating her or abusing her, not knowing what to do with a birthmark. And so she's grown up in makeup. Go watch her video, but it is really cool. And she's walking you through like what she does. And she literally just used the concealer, the CC cream, which is not even as thick as the foundation, and the powder. And you cannot tell. And then she puts lipstick on because it covers her lips too. So then the lipstick is covering the red marks on her lips. You cannot tell. And so she was just giving tips for people if that would help anybody. So that's kind of awesome. Check that out. If you are in my VIP product page, you can click on it and then you should be able to share it. Like go to her page and share it. So really quickly, I'm going to run through the sheets. So with all this, and I know you guys know, and I think you think I like to update and change documents just because. I swear I don't. I'm really excited to have documents that you guys can use, but I will tell you this, as people are using them and we're finding little things that need to be tweaked, or that maybe we're in the first one that aren't in the current ones that we need, they will be added. So you might be reprinting one page of the presentation to fix it or something like that. So know that it's not in perfect mode yet, okay? But you guys should all have the new close sheets, the new ASCP packages, because now you're able to use one SKU for any of these packages. And say if you pick RE9 with the Jeans Ultra, you pick between your day or your serum. No, it comes with a serum and you pick your eye cream. You have the choice of eye cream. If you buy the RE9 set, you pick your choice of eye cream and your choice of day cream, and it's one SKU. It's so easy. You do the same thing for the nutrition package. You pick your choice of shakes and fizz sticks, and then they changed and made, in my opinion, made the makeup ASCP better because it has the options for people for their whole face. Instead of, oh, here's a bronzer and a setting powder, it's like you actually get foundation and lipstick if they choose it, or lip gloss. So then same thing, they pick their eyeshadow colors, they pick their foundation colors, their brow pencil liner or eyeliner and stuff. It's making it super simple to just look at it and you'll know what options you need because it says plus next to it. So anything that's pictured in the plus, you need to ask them what color they want. Okay, and if you don't know, text them back. The new Is Arbonne for You? The only things that changed were the photos on the bottom, just trying to keep the pictures up to date with the product that are in our current catalog. So if you, like the ones you've got, hand those out, but make sure the ones you're using has the bullet points for like Beyond Organic, non-GMO, because people ask about that. And if you can touch on it before they're asking about it, it gives you, whatever word I'm looking for, it gives you credibility. Okay, so bring it up before they can bring it up. So that's that. For anybody joining, we are going to do really quickly a Discover Arbonne and just kind of show, if you aren't familiar with Arbonne, what it is. And I'm sorry I'm so dark. I'm actually supposed to be standing back here. So I'm not meaning to be really dark and hiding from you all. But I'm going to just run through really quickly what is Arbonne and give you some choices and information and see if it's a fit for you. And we can help you with what to do next. So like I said in the introduction, I'm Grace Wright, and I live in Belgrade, Montana, which is right outside of Bozeman. And I started using Arbonne, April was my 12th anniversary. I started using Arbonne when I was 20, and I got into Arbonne because of the products. I had allergies to almost every skincare line you can imagine. I broke out from literally everything. And then the thing that switched me, which is ironic because I hated makeup, was mascara. The mascara made me look at Arbonne and then instead, dive into more products. So the lady I was babysitting for she pretty much gave me hers to take home and use for 3 days. And I am skeptical and hesitant and I'm very stubborn, but if something's not going to work, I'm going to make it not work fast. So I literally slept in it for 3 days, and I would wash around it and put more on. So I was like, okay, if this doesn't work, I want it to not work as fast as possible. I'm not going to pay that much for mascara for it to not work. So as I come back, she goes, well, is there anything that, or would you consider working Arbonne as a, or no. I come back and she sees my face and she's like, she starts whispering and she goes, can I talk to you about our Acne line? And I just grinned and I was like, it's all over my face, it's all over my back. Not sure why you're whispering. Like, what do you have to help me? So she started going through the ingredients and it started to make sense as to what Arbonne didn't use as to why I should look into it. So she's helping with my order and I worked retail, so there was no way I was going to pay retail for the product. And the best discount for what I was buying was as consultant because I was building a 50% off package. So she shows me what all is involved with that, or what you can do with that. And she leans forward and she goes, would you ever consider working this as a business? And I literally laughed out loud. I was 20. I was extremely rude. And I was like, I drive tractors. I refuse to sell lipstick. And she grins and she's like, well, we have a company car you can earn. It's a white Mercedes. And as a regional vice president, Arbonne sends you a bonus every month to make your car payment. You get to pick any car you want. It has to be white. It has to be a Mercedes. Again, I was really rude and I put my hand on my hip and got all cocky and was like, I hate cars. I want to pick up. And she goes, well, we have trips you can earn. And I was like, to where? And who do you know that's earned them? Because I feel like in our society, everybody is selling you on something and trying to cover and not bring to the table what's true about something. And so I was just very skeptical and like, no, this was not for me. And the reason I ordered products was because they had a 45-day money-back guarantee. So I completely intended on ordering my products, opening my boxes, using them, and giving her empty bottles back in 45 days. Because they weren't going to work, because nothing else works. And obviously I didn't. So fast forward, I'm using my product for a couple of weeks, and people start commenting on my skin because I never did not break out. And like within a month and a half, my face was completely clear. Within a month, my back was clear. So I started to realize, what did it look like to not hate your skin? And how many other people hate their skin? And I was like, okay, this is clearly something that people would use. So that I kind of was sold on products, and I wouldn't tell somebody about a product if I hadn't tried it first. So I ordered almost the entire catalog, which I'm not telling you to do, and you shouldn't do, because I ended up giving most of it away. But I wasn't going to sell something if I didn't believe in it. So I go through and I'm using products, whatever. I promoted to district manager probably about a year in, because I didn't really work. I didn't even know what a district manager was. But when I started working, I promoted to district really quickly and held myself at district for 7 years. And at a district, as district manager, your paycheck was anywhere from like 200 to about 800. So I was like, okay, this is fine. I can take this. But then I was afraid to tell people about the business. I would go through everything, but then I would never use this sheet. And the Is Arbonne For You sheet, I love it because it's making you talk about what Arbonne is. And it wasn't until I started using this sheet that I started building a team, because I would talk about the products, tell them all about the products, what we didn't have, and blah, blah, blah. And I loved it. And then I'd give them the options for the best way to order. But I never would ask them if they would look into the business because I was afraid of it. So fast forward 7 years, I'm a district manager. I'm sitting at my desk and I'm working a full-time job where I'm still I'm barely not going into debt. I'm barely making all my payments. And when I first learned about Arbonne, I was working 2 to 3 jobs and I was going into debt. So the money, yes, absolutely made sense to me, because you could work as hard as you wanted and make your own paycheck, which I loved, but I didn't jump. So I'm sitting at my desk and I start doing the math, and within 5 years, because one of Arbonne's questions, or a question we ask people, is, if you keep doing what you're doing right now, where will you be in 5 years? I start doing the math and I'd literally make $2.50 more an hour in 5 years, sitting at a desk, hating what I do for nothing. So I really quickly figured out what I was afraid of in Arbonne, knowing that when I started working, I was going to face every one of my fears head on. And I was really proud of the fact that I could come home, ask my boyfriend if I could work Arbonne full time. He'd tell me no, I'd be off the hook, and I could sit at his desk and work. So I come home and I'm like, hey, I want to work Arbonne full time and quit my job. And he's like, I don't know what took you so long. And I was like, oh crap. So I started looking into it. Sure enough, of course, all the things that I was afraid of smacked me in the face. And I also started looking into cosmetology school right away. That was my back door in a sense, but in another sense, I didn't want to be making $6,000 a month and not ever go to cosmetology school because I'd wanted to do hair since I was little, like 3. So I started in school. Within the first 2 to 3 months, I knew exactly why I wanted to be an Arbonne consultant and make a business, because I was literally dumped back into drama every single day that was completely unnecessary. And people weren't there to build you up. They were literally there to build or to break you down and rip you apart, which didn't make sense to me, because the last 7 years, I finally got used to the Arbonne culture. So one of the trips that came out as soon as I started school was to the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas. And I promised myself the next time that trip, like Arbonne took that trip, I was going, because I'd seen people take it and earn it. So I hated school so much. I literally came home one day in tears and got into bed at 6:30 p.m. and looked up, and on my dream board was a picture of this trip. And I was like, okay, if I don't earn it, they're winning. I'm earning it. And I got out of bed and earned that trip in about 3 months and a week for 2 people. So we go, and while we were there, the different people that talked and the different people that shared their stories or that would pull me aside, and I could, at that point, you could earn trips as a district manager. But the people that helped me would never be paid on anything I did, and they didn't have any skin in my game, but they would help me nonetheless. And I was floored. But I remember listening to a ladies training and walking out and just being like, why am I doing hair? No one's going to care who cut your hair when you're dead. I want to change lives. So I tell this to Bob, and he smiles, and he's like, you can change lives in 7 months when you graduate. And I was like, all right. So the next 7 months, needless to say, were almost hell. But I finished. I'm doing hair currently, and I'm really glad I did, because I think I needed to prove to myself I could finish something. So it was really good. So why, in my industry, it literally is packed full of chemicals. Your hair color, your perms, your cosmetics, your shampoo, your pedicures, your nails, everything is packed full of chemicals. So I made it my goal to do what stylists do, and every product I could replace with Arbonne, replace it with Arbonne. And so that's what I do. I don't even tell people. Most of the time, they don't even know what I'm using unless they ask. So what is it? So I'm going to cover some of the information here really quickly. So Arbonne started 37 years ago being able to be sold in the U.S. They were actually they've been a company for 39 years, but they've always had Swiss heritage, so they had to make sure that all of our products would pass the Swiss guidelines for cosmetics and nutrition. Well, in that means there's over 1,500 chemicals that they cannot use, which gets into, we are vegan formulated, which means we cannot ever test on animals. We are not ever able to use any form of an animal or human product or byproduct. And our products are all dermatologist and allergy and clinically tested, but they're pH correct. So somebody can literally mix and match any piece from any skincare line that they want that's perfect for them and have the proper pH balance. And we are a beyond organic company, meaning that as a company, we have higher standards for testing than it takes to become organic. So even a lot of organic products we aren't able to use because Arbonne's testing finds things in those products, ingredients that they won't pass. We can't use any form of a genetically modified organism. All of our products are gluten-free, which is not easy to do, by the way. And we are not able to use any form of an animal product, kind of like beeswax, or lanolin. We can't use any form of a chemical fragrance or synthetic dye. So and the reason Arbonne reformulated the RE9 and the spa line was to make the product cleaner, to make it purer. So in doing that, they took out ingredients that could be questionable. They're still safe, but they're like, we just don't even want to deal with these and answering. We're just going to take it out and make it better. And in doing that, they're giving you better results than the last one did, which is impressive. So with that, everything will smell like what it's made out of, which is awesome because so many people are having more and more sensitivities or allergies to chemical smells because our bodies are bombarded in every direction we walk. So on top of that, all of our nutrition products are made without any form of whey, soy, artificial flavor, sweetener. None of our products can have any form of a mineral oil or petroleum. All of our cosmetics are made without talc powder, formaldehyde-donating preservatives, parabens, or sodium lauryl sulfate. We have a 45-day money-back guarantee on any of our products. The only thing it doesn't count on is your free gift, and it was free, so it doesn't matter. Their pure, safe, and beneficial philosophy doesn't just touch base on one product line. It literally goes across the board. Skincare from babies to grandparents, for men and teens, nutrition products for your whole family, a weight management line, bath and body products, a hair care line, detox spa products, a huge cosmetic line, fragrance, and a sun line. But the best part of Arbonne product is the opportunity that comes with it. And I feel like some people that will do what I did will start and be afraid to show people what Arbonne is because maybe, honestly, we don't know how to show them. Like, we know what it can do, but we don't know how to show somebody. Okay, so the only difference is whether you use Arbonne or not, you're going to use those products. You'll use them from name a store brand or a company, but instead, you're using products that are cleaner because the manufacturer, instead of paying all the money into wholesaling, warehousing, advertising, sales forces, retail stores to then mark it up and sell it to you, they have to pay every one of those people. Instead, the manufacturer makes the product, they pay the person talking about it, but they ship it directly to you as a consumer. You don't have to have back stock. So when we order product for somebody, they're getting the freshest product from the company. And why would you look at Arbonne? Well, again, because people can just redirect their spending to a business for themselves, and you can pay yourself for using your protein shake and your shampoo and deodorant because you're going to anyway. So why not use better product and pay yourself to do it? So 4 things to look for in a company. One is make sure whatever you're getting involved in is that it's a consumable product. Because if you have $20 to your name, if you are out of shampoo, mascara, deodorant, or toothpaste, and you get invited to a jewelry presentation, a cooking show, a jeans or purse party, you're always going to save your $20 to buy your necessities first, always. But it's a consumable product, so people use it, wash it down the drain, whether they're eating it or putting it on their skin somewhere, and they're going to reorder product. The next thing is marketplace demand. The 2 highest industries in the world right now are nutrition, which is over $8.5 billion, and anti-aging skincare, which is $5.4 billion. And instead of needing multiple businesses or companies that you don't know if you can back or you can only work one business, you're able to work both of those businesses umbrellaed under one business. And Arbonne leads the way in the marketplace with both our nutrition line because it's vegan and our skincare products for the results. The next thing is timing and trends. A huge thing is people want to know what's in products, where the ingredients are coming from, and Arbonne gives you a list on every product. Go look at the website. You can click on the Meet the Product sheet, or you can click on the ingredients. Another thing is you can literally build this business from a smartphone with either cell phone service or internet, because not one person on here is in the same room, city, or state. So the next thing is your ability to leverage your time. In a current job, right now, people will go to work for whatever 32 to 40 hours if they're counted as full-time. But they will only be paid on the physical hours that they are there. So if you work overtime, your paycheck will jump, but if you, for whatever reason, are sick or can't go to work, your paycheck is going to get littler. So in this instance, we teach people how to maximize your time and build this alongside your current job so you can work on your future at the same time that you're making right now income. So I'm going to show you this picture. Hopefully it's big enough you can see. But if you're the person in the middle, if you are working 10 hours a week for math's sake, and a person working Arbonne will work 10 to 15 hours to have a viable income. If you show, here I think it's got 6 people, if you show 6 people what to do, and they're also working 10 to 15 hours a week, your paycheck will reflect 70 hours of work and you only worked 10 yourself. But then each of those people, see how each of those little dots has people in them? Each of those people are going to tell people, and it just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. If I dropped over dead right now, every client that I have knows how to order online, knows a consultant on my team that would order for them, or not one of my team members would quit. Like, because of this, you're able to build a network of people that isn't reliant on you, okay? So what do you get when you join Arbonne? It's $79, and you get a consultant's ID number and the ability to buy products and make commission. On top of that, you literally have a turnkey business. You get an entire home office staffed. Just in America, we have over 300 employees. You have a research and development team. You don't pay them. All the new products we just got, we are not paying for the patents. We're not paying for the design team, for the bottles, none of it. We just get a bottle and we sell it. You have a marketing department, so any of the paperwork or sales catalogs, any of that, you literally order them or print them off, put your name on it and use it. You have a global shipping and warehousing department, so any country Arbonne is sold in, Arbonne paid for the shipping and warehousing department in that country to source your product to your clients in that country. All you have to do is go change the website to that country, and I just did a huge order for Canada yesterday, which, by the way, we need to work on Canada more. Totally threw me off because all the numbers are so different. But you can switch the website to Canada. All the products that are available in Canada come up. She chose what product she wanted, and it ships from the Canadian warehouse to her, and I never touch the products. Another thing is a legal team. Most businesses, just on what they would need for lawyer fees to be incorporated and started and have a lawyer on staff, would shut down just before they even get started because people don't have that kind of money sitting there. And then a global website that is included. You do not pay for it once you signed up as a consultant. It's included. But you're trained by the best leaders in the field. The national vice presidents, which is the top level in Arbonne, the national vice presidents that are training us, one is like the 5th or 6th income earner, and the next one is the 1st. Like, we have awesome trainers. So listen to what we're showing because it's passed down. But then you also get all the benefits of owning your own business, working from home, like tax write-offs, no inventory, it's a low startup cost, flexible hours. You get to determine your worth. So if you want a pay raise, you literally are like, hey, self, I need a pay raise. Okay, what are you going to do? And then put it into action. And the coolest thing is that you have the opportunity to personally grow and then in turn give back to other people. So earlier when I started telling you my story, the reason I cannot be as rude as I was when I started using Arbonne is because I have changed for the better. Like, things that I didn't think were an issue or a problem, clearly obviously were, because I can't even be that rude now. But on top of that, what do you get paid, right? The whole point of you working something is to make a paycheck. What do you get paid? District manager, the average income is anywhere from $200 to $1,600 a month. And I show people how to hit that your first month. And I focus on area manager because you can will your business to someone in your family. And as an area manager, your paycheck is anywhere from $1,400 to $4,700. Regional vice president is the level that you get your Mercedes. And we're almost there. But again, I focus on national vice president because I'm being taught to. because at National Vice President, not only do you get the car, you get a bigger bonus for your Mercedes. You get a trip to Maui every year, and it's free. They pay you to go to the conference. All the brand new products that we just got, they get a box shipped to them before we even get them. Like, they get to know what all of our new products are in January before we even get to know in April. And there's incentive trips for your family every year that any consultant at any level is able to earn, but the National Vice Presidents have a second challenge trip that they're able to earn. And Arbonne sends you roses and chocolates and Tiffany bracelets and jewelry on your birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, like all the stuff. We probably get more flowers from Arbonne than we will our family. Not gonna lie. So you get to decide. Do you want to shop and just buy products at retail? Or do you want to save and pay the $20 membership? Or you get to save 20% to 40% on packages and just shop through your consultant and earn rewards? Or do you see the bigger picture of what I'm talking about and you want to join our team? Sign up for $79. Literally, that is all you are out. If everything goes to kaput and you decide this is so not for you, you are still using products at our discount for an entire year, and you don't have a requirement for that year. If you choose to jump in as a business, I don't make it a point to help people start a business and then watch them fail. Granted, it's on you, but we will lay the tracks for you to run on. You don't have to figure out what your tracks are. So after all of this, pretty much we just covered Arbonne as a company, who we are, what we do, and what's in it for you. But the real question is, why me? Why should I be involved? So I want you all to go back to high school. How many of you remember it? How many of you don't? How many wish you could forget it? But if you remember, either out on the field or in the gym, the whole class throws their hat in the air at the same time. And the purpose is that it's symbolic, and it's showing you that you've ended a chapter and you're starting a new one. And your new chapter, you have aspirations, dreams. You want to change the world. You're going to leave your mark, and you're going to own your life. Then, reality, you're into your 20s. You finish school, you get a job, you get married, you buy a house, you have kids, you get a dog, and you have mounting debt. Your dreams get pushed aside because you wake up to an alarm clock every day. You pack lunches, you drop kids off at school, you go to the office, you work all day, you come home, you cook dinner, you give kids a bath, you go to bed, you get up the next day, and you do it all again. But you accept it because it's the card you've been dealt. You no longer dream, you don't daydream about someday, because someday never gets here. Your hopes die, your dreams die, and your aspirations die. But what if it wasn't too late, you were never too old, you still have a chance, and the people in your life needed you to step out and make a change? Arbonne is a vehicle. Every person on this call and on my team is from a different walk of life. They have different backgrounds, and they have different dreams. We are just using the same vehicle, but if you use it, you can use it to reignite your hope, your dreams, and your aspirations. It can give you time and financial freedom, so you have choices. You can either use it to get home with your kids or get away from your kids. You can travel the world, you can buy a dream home, you can help your parents, and you can give back to your community. But the decision for some of you is that you don't have the energy, you don't want to change, and you don't see this for yourself. But some of you are tired of the rat race, you're tired of not having a voice, and you feel that you were created for more. So if you're listening into this, and just listening, you get goosebumps up and down your arms, you have butterflies in your stomach, and you say to yourself, this is something that I want to be a part of, talk to the person who either invited you to this video or that invited you on tonight, and they will share with you what the next step in the process is. If you're listening and you say, well, this sounds interesting, but I have some questions, let us know. We're more than happy to give information so you can make an informed decision. The last one is, if you're sitting here and you're thinking, okay, this information was great, but this business is not for me. That's okay. I respect that, because this business is not for everybody. But after you've listened to it, I just want to thank you for actually being open-minded enough to see what it was. All I'd like to ask now is that now that you've seen the kind of chemicals and toxins that you're using and companies are allowed to put into their products daily and food, why would you go back home and continue to use them? Talk to the person who gave you this information or that got you on tonight, and at least try some of our products and get you on the track to healthier lifestyle for you and your family. So thank you all for coming. I will say have a good rest of your day, but I really quickly just need to throw in times for what's coming up next. So the next is our nation monthly call is Wednesday night at 6:45 Montana time. And that's with Deanna Herron. It is not recorded, so jump on that. And she'll be covering probably a lot of the things that are exciting and taking place and do recognition and whatnot. And our monthly meeting will be the first Monday of the next month. And we have tons of events because our team is seriously on fire. So we're going to have events all over the state, Wyoming, Colorado, any state we have consultants in. So if you have questions about things that are coming up, check our team page for when those are and invitations that you're able to forward to people. And if you guys have questions, text me, let me know. Thank you for coming, and it was good to meet you all. Hope you all have a good rest of your evening.